All right, so we've talked about a lot of cool things that should help you expect to win every time you talk to a prospect. But we haven't addressed the elephant in the room. You know, you did all this cool stuff and then they still said no. So this segment is all about helping you figure out how to overcome the most common objections you're going to run into. So I know what they are because you've told me and I've heard it thousands of times. Here's the first one. I want to shop around. Here's the second one. I want to talk with my spouse. I want to talk with my husband. So they want to talk to somebody else before they commit. And the third one is, you guys are just more expensive than the other companies. So the third objection is really about competitive prices. So let's start with the first one. They say they want to shop around. So the question is this. When they say they want to shop around, are they really telling the truth? It's an interesting question because some people say, well, of course they want to shop around. And other people say, no, that's just a ruse. They're trying to buy time. But the fact that there's so many different answers to that is part of why this particular objection is so difficult to overcome, because there's a lack of clarity. And if we have a lack of clarity, we start thinking about why we think they're shopping around versus what they're actually saying. So let me help you get beyond that. And that's what the baseball bat is all about. And I would give you a quick run on this thing. Here's the deal. Think about Cooperstown, New York, Major League Hall of Fame for baseball. A lot of hitters in that place. Most people that play baseball will never end up there. And I'll tell you why. Because they have tendencies. So we'll come back to Cooperstown in a moment. Let me tell you about those tendencies. For those of you not into baseball, it's all I got. So suck it up. That's the only thing I have. So some hitters are pull hitters. They like the pitcher to throw the ball close because they like to turn on the ball. So most of their balls go out here. That means they're very easy to defend. You can shift the defense. But also, if the pitcher's really good, they say you like the ball close, they just throw the ball out here, because they know that that hitter can't change their swing. So they do awkward things, very often corkscrew all the way down to their knees. Other hitters are the opposite field guys. So they like the ball out here because when they hit the ball, they like to drive it that way. Well, the defenses shift over. And smart pitchers say, well, you like the ball out here? I'm going to bust you inside. But they can't change their swing, so they're still trying to do an opposite field swing to a ball that is right here. Let's go back to Cooperstown. The guys that make it to the Hall of Fame, you ask them, where do you want the ball to be thrown? They say it doesn't matter. Interesting. It doesn't matter. So if they throw it close, they pull it. If it goes out here, they send it that way. If you chart where their balls go over their career, it goes all over the field, which means they are almost impossible to defend. So where do they want the ball thrown? It doesn't matter. Let's come back to that objection. I want to shop around. Are they telling the truth? It doesn't matter. Go with the pitch, just like major league hitters do. Go with the pitch. So what does that look like? Here's what it is. I want to shop around. Well, you know, Keith, I can understand that, especially these days. But do me a favor. When you're shopping, don't just shop policies and prices. Shop me too. Because it's really important, Keith, that you feel good about the people that you're letting protect you and your family and your stuff. So do me a favor. When you finish shopping, let's reconnect. In fact, when's a good day for us to talk again? And by the way, you're saying that because the signal you're telling them is, we're going to talk again. See, when you expect to win, it doesn't bother you when the customer says they need to shop around. In fact, people who expect to win think that that will probably give them advantage. And here's why. When you say those three words, shop me too, which I want you to slow down, basically here's what's happening. They're going to shop and they're going to have a little you on their shoulder. And little you is going to be reminding them about what they're missing. See, they don't like you like I like you. They don't know anything about you. What's the last guy's name? You've talked to 5 different people. What are their names? See what I'm talking about? There's no love there. Little you is going to remind them where everything else may be equal, you become the differentiator. Shop me too. That's what people who expect to win will say. So I want to shop around. Let's do it again. Well, I want to shop around. Keith, I understand that. Especially nowadays. I do the same thing. But do me a favor. When you shop around, don't just shop policies and prices. Shop me too. Because it is really important that you feel good about the people letting you protect. They're protecting you and your stuff and your family and your future. So look, after you finish shopping, let's reconnect. Keith, what's a good day for us to talk again after you finish shopping? Tuesday at 3? Excellent. I'll call you then. By the way, you know, a lot of people say they're going to call a prospect back and they never do. And a lot of people get a sale because they actually kept their word. They actually kept their word. Maybe that's how they'll operate with me as a customer too. Now, there were a couple of other objections too. You know, we talked about talking to the spouse and about competitive stuff. And we'll cover those too, but not in this space because, you know, those guys that are in the Hall of Fame, they are masters at their craft. and they didn't get that in 3 to 5 minutes. So to become a master at overcoming all the objections, these and more, it might not be a bad idea for you to join the master's program, the coaching program that Agency Sales Academy has. You know, the master's program, the master's program. So we'll see you there for the rest of those tips. Remember, when you're dealing with a prospect, always expect to win.